Well, my mind goes back to a very warm August, a little bit before August the 4th, 1984. That was when I was told that a Texas family had moved into my hometown of Knoxville. And they had two things. They had a daughter who I was told was very pretty, and they had some fish ponds. So I made it my way, somewhat unannounced, to Milton Sharp's house, Route 3, Box 30, Knoxville. The day that I came calling for his daughter, Milton was in a jet somewhere, probably on a tarmac or flying from city to city. He did not know that this strange young 17-year-old was coming to visit his house and to visit his daughter. Our time here today is not long enough for me to share with you all the funny and interesting stories about this Texan that came into my life. As was said, he could make anything work, any engine, whether he had to whittle a stick to get something to work or stick a tube somewhere, he would make it work. It could be an engine or it could be a bee's hive that he would place in his son's bedroom with a tube going out the window so that John could do a scientific experiment with a beehive in a house. He sometimes did things a little different, but he was certainly an interesting person. One of his greatest hobbies was eating. Milton literally would eat anything. I could tell you some interesting stories, but I won't go into it, about the things he told me to try, and when I found out what they were, I couldn't believe what I was eating. But many times I would walk away from the supper table with a frustrated Milton who was upset with me because I left just a little bit of meat on a chicken bone. Now, he would be frustrated, all right, but as I would walk away and come back into the room, Milton would have the chicken bone cleaned. I was the son-in-law to be in the future, so I was kind of coming into Milton's meets and bounds, and but Milton liked me. I knew that. He would often get frustrated with me because I was the young 17, 18, 19-year-old know-it-all who was trying to take his daughter away from him. But without a doubt, I knew that Milton loved, as he called me, KB. Now, don't ask me why. My name is Tracy Kyle, but he would always call me KB. That was just a nickname that he gave me. My love and respect and appreciation for Milton, however, goes further back than that hot August 1984 summer. It goes back to a season in his life when he was 35 years old. Having already adopted one child. Milton and Jan made the decision to engage Hope Cottage. It was a Methodist center for unwed mothers in Dallas, Texas. They made the decision to adopt Elizabeth. Many, many years later, when I did research on that adoption process, I was able to see the adoption paper where Milton and Jan signed their name saying that they would take Elizabeth into their home. You see, Milton said in his actions, "We are not united in blood, but we are united in love." As the Galatians writer described that relationship by saying, "Abba, Father," Milton, with his 4 children, gave that gift of love. Today we celebrate his life. For 10 years, Milton has suffered with the repercussions of a stroke. And I think Jan would testify that it's been a hard 10 years. I know. I've watched her work like a Trojan. But like the Texan that he is, and not only a Texan but an Aggie, Milton fought as hard as he could over those years. And let me tell you, we took him places, and he went, and he was strong. Now I'm reminded of the writer in Revelation. There will be no more night. They will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God will give them light, and they will reign forever and ever. His withered hand is now healed. His lifeless leg will walk. And finally, he will get the words out that he's wanted to say for 10 years. I have to say this. I didn't write it in my notes, but Milton is now saying, "Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord." That was the words that he would always say. Finally, I want to say this. I believe if Milton were here today and he could say something to some certain people, here's what I believe Milton would say. I think, first of all, Milton would want me to say this to his children. Where I am, you will be also. Make yourself right with the Lord. Accept the grace of God's forgiving Spirit. From the Ephesians writers, be imitators of God, therefore, as dearly loved children, and live a life of love. Just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice of God, I think he would tell his children, be a fragrance of his love. Tina and Missy, I think that he would probably say, and you'll understand this, you are my sunshine. You made me happy when my skies were the grayest in my life. And Jan, I think he would say right now, thank you for being the most faithful, loving, caring wife a man could ask for. When I was down, you were up. When I was sad, you made me happy. You were my voice. You were the hand that I didn't have. And you were my love. I'm going to miss my father-in-law.